Hey guys, good morning, everybody. Today's Tuesday, July 18th. It's 6:16 right now. Market's gonna open in about 14 minutes. So I'm gonna go ahead and set up this room real quick and we'll get started shortly with our analysis for today. It's got a couple things here to update. And we should be good to go. Looks like we are good to go. Let me get this link sent out to you guys here in the premium. All right, looks like we are good to go. Let's get a few moments for people to make their way in, and then we'll get started shortly with our analysis. Update this right here. All right, perfect. All right, so we'll get a few more moments for people to make their way in, guys. As people join in, I'm going to go ahead and start marking up the liquidity here. Here, daily liquidity. Daily looks good. Go down to the 8-hour. Go down to the 4-hour. All right, guys, morning, everybody. Today is July 18th, Tuesday, 6:19 right now. Market's gonna open in about 11 minutes. Looks like about half of you guys are here so far. So just marking up liquidity as people continue to join in. And then once people are in here, we will start taking an overall analysis of the market for today. So let's see who's here so far. Morning, Daniel. Morning, Surin. Morning, Maria. Morning, Rashida. Morning, Randy. Morning, everybody. Looks like people are still joining in, so I'll get a few more moments. Marking up the 1-hour right here. There. Go down to the 30. So the volatility has been pretty slow. I mean, pretty normal. Slow but normal for the week so far. Expecting it to pick up either today. If not today, it'll pick up tomorrow. Usually if the market's slow Monday, Tuesday, it'll pick up on Wednesday. I mean, we'll see. The market's a bit unpredictable lately because of the summer conditions. So it's normal for summer. So don't worry if you guys are kind of like confused with like how the market's moving. This is just a summer market. A lot of the bigger players are out of the market right now for vacation. So that's why the market's kind of moving a bit irregular, but that's normal for summer session. All right, we got liquidity marked up right there. Morning, Dan. Morning, Karen. Morning, everybody. Looks like people are still making their way in. So we've marked up pretty much all the liquidity here. Closest liquidity to the top side is going to be this lower level liquidity. I think it's a 10-minute liquidity. We also have one down below. So let's see if there's anything else over here real quick. So that's pretty much the closest liquidity that we got right there. We have another one above right here. But we'll see if and when that does get hit. No idea, but we will follow along. Hey, Kevin, morning. All right, so let's take a look at the overall direction of price or overall bias, actually. So starting off with retail sentiment, let's pull up the sentiment for real. Let me just update everything real quick. Let me see if there's any news that happened today. So looking at the calendar from today, we've got, today's July 18th. We had news this morning, 5:30 a.m. Core retail sales and retail sales both negative at 5:30. So I'm going to go and mark that up real quick. News over here at 5:30. You guys can see this is where that big spike happened. Right about there. I'll color that pink. And we had more news over here at 6:15. Industrial production month over month and capacity utilization rate both negative as well. 7:15 or 6:15 actually. 6:15 is right here. So guys, if you guys are new here, the reason why we mark up news is because price typically gets manipulated around news. And if price comes back to return to that area, it's typically going to be manipulated another time. That's why we just mark it up there just to have an idea. Like, if markets start to move funny around that area, we understand, okay, there's news here. So price is probably reacting to the news that happened earlier today. So that's why we mark up news right there. There was news at 5:30. You can see the big spike, and then news again at 6:15 with another unusual price movement. But it's not a huge impact, but it's something to keep an eye out for just in case, because you don't want to be taking trades when, or you want to understand. So if you're taking a trade around that time, it's fine, but you want to understand, like, okay, I lost this trade because there was news around that area. Maybe I should avoid that area in the future. It's all about trial and error and identifying when to be careful. So we have Fed Barr speaking at 7 o'clock, and we have Fed Gibson speaking at 7 o'clock as well. So we have the Fed speaking today, two Fed members, Fed member Barr and Fed member Gibson at 7 o'clock. I have that marked up right here on the chart, so we'll keep an eye out for that. We'll still continue to trade, but we'll be a little more careful when you get around that time. If the market starts to move very unusually, we'll just sit tight and wait for market to stabilize. So with that said, let's take a look at retail sentiment. Retail sentiment is currently 72% short. This indicates that 72% of retail traders are currently selling right now. So we typically want to do the opposite of majority of people, because majority of people fail at trading. So 72% of people are selling. We typically want to do the opposite and buy. So with that said, we're going to say bullish here for retail sentiment. It's going to be 72% short. Let's go down to the fundamental bias. Looking over here at CNBC, fundamental bias pre-market is currently 32 points in the negative, which is not very much. So fundamental bias is currently neutral right now. Negative 32 points. It's not very much of anything, so we're not going to pay too much attention to that. Let's take a look at the overall direction of trend over here. So looking over here on the shorter time frames, 1 minute, 5 minute, and 10-minute time frames, you can see that price is kind of in between right here on the 1 minute. It's above the pivots, trend meter is green, pivots are angling up. Over here on the 5 minute, price is actually in between the pivots as well. Trend meter is red, and price was bearish, but it's now kind of shifting to the upside. Lastly, here on the 10-minute, price is below the pivots, trend meter is red, pivots are angling down. So with that said, we'll just put neutral here for short-term technicals because there's no real direction going. We'll see what happens when the market opens, but right now there's just no direction. Looking over here on the higher time frames, price is a bit mixed as well. 30-minute, 1 hour, and 4 hour time frames. You can see over here on the 30-minute, price is in between the pivots, but it's attempting to shift to the bottom. Trend meter down below is blue, so it's a bit indecisive. Looking over here on the 1 hour, a bit of the same thing, right? Price is in between the pivots. Trend meter is green, but the pivots are going sideways. Lastly, here on the 4 hour, price is above the pivots. Trend meter is green, and the pivots are angling up. So with that said, we're just going to say that it's neutral here as well because we don't have really much of a confirmation. We'll probably see a better confirmation as price continues to move along. But right now, at the moment, there's just nothing here for us to work with. Hey, Talon, good morning. All right, so with that said, we don't really have an overall bias for today, at least not yet. We'll get a bias maybe around 7 when the Fed starts speaking, because they'll push price in one direction or the other. But at the moment right now, specifically, we do not have a direction. Not really too much news for today. Some breaking news over here. Stock news updates. Stock futures are little change following weak retail sales and so-so earnings. So that's what we trade. We trade futures, and it just shows here that there's not much of a change. So it's pretty much just flat right now, which lines up with our overall bias, right? I mentioned there's no bias for today. There's no bias because the news here didn't really do much. It said little change following weak retail sales and so-so earnings. So with that said, we probably have to wait for the Fed to speak here at 7 for there to be some sort of direction. But at the moment, there's just nothing for us to take, which doesn't really matter because we're not looking to enter any specific entries for the momentum pullback scalp until around 7 o'clock. So, all right, guys, market is opening in about 3 minutes. We've done our full analysis of the market today for pre-market. We'll see what happens when the market opens. But currently right now, there's no overall bias. Retail sentiment is bullish, so we'll probably be looking for some buys overall long-term. Fundamentals right now are neutral. Short-term is neutral. Long-term is neutral. So no direction. And that's about it for right now. So looking over here, closest, I mean, there's close levels on both sides for liquidity. However, these are low level liquidity, guys. So just keep that in mind. These are low level. So if you do want to take these trades, you probably want to take them for only 100 pips. So you guys have liquidity marked up right here. Again, as I mentioned in the past, guys, I'm not taking liquidity on its own anymore. I'm just using it as a confluence, and I'll be looking for momentum pullback scalps along the way. So we'll see what happens. Market is opening in about 2 minutes. I'll give you a countdown when you get closer to open. And then from there, you guys can look for possible entries. But again, if you guys are new here, or if you guys are just rejoining us after a while, the main strategy that I'm applying is a momentum pullback scalp. I typically don't look for entries until closer to 7. But that's basically the main strategy that I'm looking to apply here. I'm not really looking at anything else. We are looking at liquidity, but I'm not taking the strategy on its own. I'm also not really taking the 1 hour entry anymore. The strategies work fine. I just don't want to be on the charts all day. This 1 hour entry is really good, but the problem is it forces me to be on my chart like every hour, which is exactly what I don't want to do. So, all right, guys, we got 2 minutes till market open. We'll see what happens shortly. Hey, Kenny, morning. Morning, CJ. Morning, guys. Hey, Paul, how's it going? Good to see you back here on the live. Paul said, hey, Sean, here's a quick update on my life. Started the butcher's program tomorrow. My wedding is less than 3 weeks away, and I got my own place. Nice work, Paul. Congrats. It's good to hear from you. I know you had your ups and downs since COVID when you first joined us, but I'm glad to see that you're still here and you're doing great. That's the key thing. So, guys, just a reminder, trading's tough. Trading is not going to be an easy path for you guys. But you always just got to stay optimistic and positive, whether you're trading or whether you're just hanging out with us and not trading anymore. It's always good to see old faces. So I'm glad to hear that, Paul. Congrats on your wedding coming up soon. 3 weeks, man. It's coming up quick. Hey, Brian, how's it going? Morning. All right, guys, market is now open. So here goes opening candle. Let me go and mark up opening price right here. Sorry, I said I was going to give you guys a countdown, but I totally forgot. I'm going to mark up opening price right there. You guys can see the crazy movement here on open. This is why we don't really trade open anymore. If you guys want to trade open, you guys are fine, but I typically don't like to trade open very much because you start to get a lot of this unusual, well, I'd call it like a synthetic move. Like, it's cool for the breakout, but you do get caught in a lot of fake outs. So you can see right here, it's faking out. Liquidity did not get hit yet. It got close to it, but it didn't get hit yet. Price will probably come down and hit it, but we'll see what happens in the next couple minutes or so. Here's a clean chart. I'm gonna go and mark up opening price right here as well. All right, so we got that right there. Looks like liquidity is getting hit from below, guys. I don't know if you guys caught it. There you go. Liquidity just got hit right there. Again, as I mentioned, guys, I would probably go for the 100 pips. If you went for the 100 pips, you should have already been out in profit. Yeah. It's still running, but, as I mentioned, this market right here, it's a low level liquidity. And also the market here is kind of choppy. So if you guys took it, it looks like it already hit TP. I'm not going to count the trade because I didn't take it. I'm only counting trades here that I'm taking myself personally. So There goes the first level of liquidity. As I mentioned, 100 pips probably going to be your sweet spot right now during the summer because the volatility is it's kind of all over the place. Sometimes you get a quick push and then it'll just swing back up, but it did hit TP right there for 100 pips. Again, if price goes back above, I would probably only go for 100 pips, guys. I mean, 300 pips is cool, but a lot of times it's just too risky to hold. So I didn't take the trade there. I'm not going to count that as a win, even though it did hit TP. I'm only counting the trades that I'm actually taking myself. So, all right, other than that, we will continue to look for, well, we're just going to wait actually. We're not really looking for anything right now. We're just waiting for market to stabilize a bit. So you guys can see that these entries on open, they're very lucrative, but you have to a lot of luck kind of plays in as well. Like you can know the direction, but price will just fake out and go both ways. Like for example, right now, there's no direction. Price is kind of going back and forth. There's no overall bias. Like if we had a bullish bias or a bearish bias, it'd be easier for me to look for liquidity. But right now, there's no bias, right? Price is kind of going back and forth. We got news coming up over here at 7 o'clock. Let me check the calendar again real quick. Business inventories, retail inventories, and the HB housing market index, and then the Fed speaking as well. So we got some medium impact news coming up over here at 7. Let's see, quick question from Randy. Randy's asking, hey, Sean, is your trend meter setting right? Price ranging downtrends, but your trend meter is green. You know what? Sorry, it was set to 1 hour. Thanks, Randy, for heads up. Yeah, thanks for letting me know. Yeah, okay, guys. So I fixed it right there. Thanks, Randy. So that's the problem why I don't like trading the 1 hour, because I trade the 1 hour on my phone. And when I open my phone, it opens this up. So it changes my settings over here to the 1 hour when I'm trading the 1 hour strategy. So thanks, Randy, for the heads up to fix that. That always happens. I always forget to switch that back. On market open over here. So there's just no direction, as you guys can see. Price is just going back and forth. So yeah, trend meter down below is it's super mixed. It's not necessarily green. Talanji said, no way they will just let 72% retail traders win so easily. Yeah, exactly, Talanji. Now it's pretty much stopping everybody out. As you can see, I already marked up over here pre-market that it was going to be bullish. So you can see that a lot of people are probably getting stopped out. If you look over here, if this number decreases, so you can see right there was 72% pre-market. It's now 71%. What do you think happened to that 1% of sellers? They just got stopped out right here because price spiked up super heavily. So a lot of the sellers here who are holding, they just got stopped out because price just spiked up and just pretty much wiped them out for a stop loss hunt. There goes liquidity again right there. I mean, I'm not messing with it, but I think this will probably hit eventually. Might not hit right now, but eventually it'll probably hit. But again, like I mentioned, I'm not taking any of these entries until we have a stabilization of price. There's no stabilization right now. Price is still going back and forth. I'm going to go and mark up the so I'll mark up structure here so that you guys can have an idea of where price is likely to push to or where it's likely to reach. Yeah, so it looks like the next level of structure to hit is going to be up there. You can see where I drew it. It rejected directly off that structure I drew right there. That's a higher high from up there. There's no higher high that's established yet, so it'll probably break through and it'll establish a new higher high. So there goes your liquidity push right there, guys. Just hit the next level of liquidity above. Even higher. So you can see that this right here was the fake out. This right here was the actual liquidity that was getting knocked out because the sentiment was so strong. There's another level of liquidity up here too that just got hit too. Probably another 100 pips. I wouldn't chase it at this point, guys. If you guys didn't get into liquidity here, I would not chase liquidity anymore. It's too late. So there goes the next level right there. So basically all liquidity from this morning got hit. If you went for just 100 pips, the lower one would have gotten hit immediately. The one on top right here would have gotten hit immediately. And this one over here would have gotten hit as well. So if anybody caught it, I mean, they all hit pretty nicely. I didn't catch any of them. So even though we have 3 full TPs right here, I'm going to be transparent with you guys. I'm not going to count the trades. You know, I know you guys see a lot of people who like, they'll call a win and then they don't even take the trade. You know, I'm not going to do that. I'm only going to call the ones that I actually take. So I'll give you guys an analysis and I'll show you guys, you know, what entries you guys could possibly take. But again, I'm sticking to my game plan. I think that, so that's how you guys can stay consistent. If you guys want to find consistency with your trading, the main thing that you guys got to focus on is really just sticking to the game plan, right? If you only plan on taking one strategy, then focus on that one strategy. Like for example, for me, I'm only focusing on this strategy right here. So I'm not really distracted with anything else going on in the market. Like, yeah, it would be nice to catch these trades here, but I'm not really distracted because I already have my eye on the goal to take these momentum pullback scalps. So yeah, if you guys want to take more than one entry or more than one strategy, you guys are more than welcome to do what you guys like, right? There's no need to limit yourself. But for me, I personally like focusing on one thing and just being a master at that one thing. So one thing for me right now is going to be the momentum pullback scalps, which we're waiting for price to stabilize a bit. Once price stabilizes here, we'll start looking for some entries. But right now, there's just nothing for us to take at the, you know, at the moment. Let's see. So let me scroll up real quick. Rashida said that she took liquidity. Maddie caught liquidity to the upside. Talanji caught it to full TP. Crystal caught it to full TP. Talanji caught them both with the breakout. Ray got the first 2 entries and Talanji caught the full move. Nice. So yeah, you guys locked in some pretty good profit right there. If you guys have profits to post up, feel free to share them in the group. We have Kenny over here. Kenny's currently at 4,480 for the day. Kenny took both liquidity. You can see right here at 6:30. He took the sell, total profit of 3,000. And then his he took the buy here back to the upside at 6:32, total profit of 1,400. So in total, 4,480. Nice work right there, Kenny. So solid profits right there. We have Jeff over here. Nice work, Jeff. Jeff locked in a bunch of profits here pre-market and then right here on open for liquidity. He took the sell and he took the buy. Total profit of 1,670 for the day, all wins. Nice work right there, Jeff. You guys are killing it. Kenny over here, 4,000. We got Maddie over here, total profit of 728 for the day. Nice work, Maddie. You took the liquidity to the upside, higher level. It's a great work right there. We got Natasha here, total profit of 54.73 for the day. She took all the liquidity pushes here, all full TPs. Nice work, Natasha. She said this is her personal account, took all 3 liquidities. It's a great work right there. We got Dejan over here, total profit of 580 for the day, all wins. Nice work, Dejan. He took the liquidity right there as well. So he took the buy right there, straight to full TP, 580 for the day. All right, guys. So as you guys can see right here, even if I'm not taking the entries, there's still people in the group who are taking the entries. So if you guys understand the strategy, you guys are more than welcome to take these entries here. For me personally, I'm a very conservative trader. I don't really get that FOMO where I need to like hop into these trades. You know, I'm sticking to my game plan. I'm sticking to the momentum pullback scalp. That doesn't mean that the strategy here is not good. It just means that I'm sticking to my game plan. So if you guys have a game plan with your trading, which you guys should, everybody should have a game plan. You know, just stick to your game plan. If it's liquidity plus momentum pullback scalp plus 1 hour, then fine, you know, take all those entries. But if you're only focusing on one strategy, you know, don't try to force anything that's not necessary. All right, we got Kevin over here as well. Kevin took the breakout, total profit of 13,913 for the day. Nice work, Kevin. Yeah, so Kevin took that breakout right there to the upside, held on to it, took a couple entries on the way back up and locked in a ton of profit right there. So that's the key thing about understanding sentiment, right? So as I mentioned earlier, sentiment was bullish. So you can see over here from Kevin's trades, he only took buys here. He took the safe side. It's always better to be on the safe side than to be on the not so safe side. You know, as long as you guys are following the criteria properly. So I'll try to give you guys as much confirmation as possible. But, you know, it's always going to be up to you guys to follow what you guys understand. So, all right, guys, we are now just waiting for price to stabilize here a bit. We have some nice volatility, which is a great thing. This is exactly what we needed for today. But as you guys can see, price is a bit overextended. Price pushed down from this lower price point right here all the way up. it's pushed up about 1,500 pips or 150 points. So with that said, price is definitely overextended. If you guys have listened to my mentoring sessions in the past, I mentioned when price pushes to about 1,000 pips, it's overextended. So overextension happened right here. Price retraced, went sideways slightly. And then if you match it from this area right here, it's getting to that overextension point again. It needs to actually retrace. Price hasn't really retraced here for a bit. It's kind of just going back and forth. Nice. Dejan said he bought the double body. Crystal said, I'm feeling so confident ever since I've been consistent and stopped following my feelings. Yeah, that's the thing, Crystal. If you stick to your game plan and you just focus on what needs to be done, you'll feel a lot more confident with your trades, and you'll feel a lot more better with entering trades. You're not going to be scared or nervous. It's really just following my analysis. If I say price is going to go in a certain direction, it's probably going to go in that direction, right? So when I do give my analysis, another liquidity right here. But again, as I mentioned, guys, price is very overextended right here. So I probably wouldn't take this first touch. I would go in on maybe the next touch. So I'd probably wait for it to retrace down a little bit. Right here, price is kind of pulling back. I'd look for price to maybe retrace down a little bit and consolidate around this area. And then it actually already hit TP. So it did pull back a little bit, but it already hit TP right there. So it's too late. You can't really wait for it to pull back. The bullish push here is nice. It's going in line with the retail sentiment. Let's take a look at sentiment again. So sentiment here is actually picking up. This is pretty crazy. You can see over here at 73% short. So you can tell that a lot of people here are getting desperate. They're trying to catch that drop to the downside because they're getting stopped out and they're trying to catch the top. But the thing is, I think price will keep pushing up higher and higher. So, well, this is overextended now. So I think this is very overextended. So I would probably sit tight for a bit, guys. So like if you measure from here, I'm gonna measure from this price where price came down and touched. So from here to, if price gets to 1,000 pips, this is overextended again. It's going to have to retrace at least a little bit. I wouldn't chase the push to the upside here, guys, at this point. At this point, if you took all this liquidity, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 points of liquidity. I would probably take your money and sit. Because here's the thing, and it's going to get really tricky here, because I do think price will push up, but I think price will spike around first. So I think price will kind of bounce back and forth. What might happen here is price might spike up, stop people out, come back down, come back up, and it's just going to keep stopping people out in both directions. So, I mean, depending on how tight your stop loss is, you might be able to survive the spikes, but yeah, I mean, it's going to be really tricky right here, to be honest, in my opinion, because it's overextended. So for one, it's overextended. For two, I mean, there's just way too many people on the sell side. So what I would personally look for here, if you guys are looking to take entries, is I would look for the sell signal. So I just want some sort of confirmation of retracement. I don't need a huge retracement, but I would need at least a retracement to confirm that, you know, price is actually pulling back. That's like the main thing that I'd be looking for. I just want a confirmation of a pullback. And then from there, then I would be okay with, you know, maybe looking for a continuation to the upside. It's getting close to 7 o'clock, guys. So I mean, this is perfect. It's starting to set up for our momentum pullback entries. But you can see price is still pushing up as we speak. We haven't even had really much of a retracement candle right here. Like, for example, we had a pullback right here. Okay, so there's maybe 1 inch right here that came up. Another pullback right here. There's only 1 entry here that looks like it came up at like at 34,800. So you can see over here where I marked up. So this lower point right here up to this point, this is 1,000 pips. This is overextension, in my opinion. So the way that I analyze this to see if it's overextended is if it pushes up to 1,000 pips. I think right here, price will retrace down a little bit. It might not retrace down super hard, but it's going to retrace down to some extent. I'm really liking the volatility right here, though. The volatility is nice because it's going to be useful for us once we start looking for entries over here. Nice. Crystal caught the last buy candle. Solid. Kenny's asking if I've heard of FX, IFY. I've never heard of them before, Kenny. Is that a broker? I've never heard of them myself. So price keeps pushing up because people keep entering sells. They just keep stopping them out. So look over here at retail sentiment at 73. If this number drops to 72, or if it goes up higher to 74, that just means that people are either stacking sells or they're getting stopped out. So let's just refresh it real quick. It's still at 73. So it looks like a lot of people are kind of holding it right here. So we'll see where this, I mean, this thing's pushing up. It just hasn't pulled down at all. It's trying to stop people out. So whoever's here on the sell side, looks like the market makers and institutions are looking to stop everybody out who's chasing the sells here. I don't think they're ready to give them some breathing room yet, but it is overextended. You can see the 1,000 mark right here, or the 100-point mark. It's way too risky. I wouldn't risk it right now if you guys are looking to risk it. Not exactly the time. The volatility is good though. So you can see right here, it's starting to trace down a little bit. Let me go to liquidity. So another level of liquidity just got hit here again. One more level. All right, so as you guys can see, all of the liquidity that I marked up from today pretty much got knocked out. So we got liquidity from the bottom, got knocked out 100 pips, liquidity from the top, knocked out 100 pips, 100 pips, 100 pips, 100 pips. Let me see if there's another level above. There's no more liquidity up here. The next level is like way up here. So pretty much all the liquidity that I marked up right here pre-market, it knocked them all out right here. Literally every level. So there goes a retracement that we were looking for. Price had retraced down a little bit. I mean, technically there could have been an entry right here for the momentum pullback scalp if you're going multiple entries per momentum, but I don't like doing that. So for me personally, I go for the retracement. So, all right, we are now waiting for the retracement. Once we get that, then we'll look for a continuation of push. CERN said today's bank earnings Q2. Yeah, did they come out already, CERN? Let me check. I don't know if there's breaking news. So the only breaking news I see here right now is from Trump. It says Trump says special counsel told him he's a target in January 6th probe. Yeah, no surprise there. All right, so the fundamentals are actually up very high. They're up 137 points. So we'll shift this over here to bullish. We got to make sure that it actually stays above though. So that's the thing. Fundamentals can change very quickly. Kenny said they're a prop firm. Oh, gotcha, Kenny. Yeah, I don't recommend any other prop firms aside from FTMO and Top Step, guys. Those are the only two prop firms that I recommend right now. I still use MFF, but they're not one of my recommended brokers or recommended funding companies at the moment. So no, I haven't heard of them before, Kenny. The one that you asked about. CJ said the breaking news is about Trump. Sentiment is high. Price is overextended. Reminds me of COVID. Yeah, right. Yeah, like back then, it's crazy. Price could be overextended, but it wouldn't even mean a thing. Price would just keep pushing higher and higher and higher, right? So that entry right there that I showed you guys, so right here, price pulled back. It went straight past TP already, right there. I mean, I wouldn't have taken it. So if you guys are familiar with the momentum pullback scalp, there's multiple entries. There's one here that came up. So this is the actual entry that came up. This is the one that we would have taken if we had opportunity to enter the trade. But we didn't take it because, I mean, we probably should have taken it, honestly. Like the market was just moving kind of crazy, so I don't want to take it. Price was overextended, but this would have been the initial entry for this momentum. For me personally, I take one entry per momentum, but as you can see over here, you can take multiple entries per momentum. So you have a buy signal right here. Direction was bullish. Price retraced right here. This would be the first entry. And then price pulls back over here and retraces. This is where the second entry would have came up. So again, right now, after this entry, there's actually another one that could be setting up here, but I'm not looking to take that, right? Because I only take one per momentum. So we're looking for a sell signal here. The main thing that we're looking for and focusing for is going to be a sell signal. Once we get that sell signal, we can start looking for possible continuation to the upside. Right now, we don't have that yet. You can see the volatility die down a bit. We have news coming up right here at 7 o'clock. So hopefully news will push price in one direction or the other. But realistically, we're just looking for a retracement pullback. So we missed it. Well, I missed the move. Not all you guys missed the move because there was liquidity here, but we're looking for a pullback. Going back to retail sentiment, you can see retail sentiment is still stuck at 73. I think what will happen here is they'll let the retail traders breathe a little bit. So they may drop price slightly to give these people some hope. And then they're going to spike price right back up to stop them all out. So if I'm looking over here at that right there, let me look at liquidity. All right. So let's go to the 4-hour because that's the closest liquidity. Okay, so I mean that liquidity got knocked out too. Let's go to the daily. Okay, so there's no liquidity sitting up here. The next level of liquidity is like way up here. This is a daily liquidity. So yeah, I think by today, this level of liquidity is going to get hit. It might not hit right now, but eventually it'll probably hit. If not today, then tomorrow. But that's going to be the next level of liquidity right there. If anything, price may have to consolidate around this area and create new liquidity for tomorrow. But if not, next level is going to be up here. It's way too high. It's super high. Here, let me I'll measure it to see how far is it from there. Yeah, it's way too far, guys. It's about 3,000 pips away. So unless we get some crazy news here at 7 o'clock, I don't think this 3,000 pip move is going to happen. Not by today. Price may retrace down a little bit and may climb up and just might bounce around for a bit. But I don't know if that next level will get hit by today. I mean, I could be wrong, right? Anything could happen in this market. But price has already pushed a lot. So if we measure price over here from open, market opened, let's see. All right, so market opened down here. This blue line, price has already pushed up 1,700 pips. So to get to the next level of liquidity, price needs to push up another 3,000 pips. That's going to be over 4,000 pip move on like a random Tuesday. It's not like anything crazy is happening today. There's no NFP. There's no, I mean, the Fed is speaking, but it's nothing too crazy. So I don't think that next level of liquidity will get hit by today, but it might get close. And then maybe hit by tomorrow. So that could be setting up for tomorrow's liquidity, tomorrow and the day after that. Eventually, I think that level will get hit, but I mean, we'll have to see. There's no more liquidity for today though, guys. So if you guys caught any of the liquidity here, I marked up all liquidity pre-market. I mean, it's pretty much a gold mine right here. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 entries that came up, 5 or 6 entries for liquidity. They all hit TP. All right, so price is starting to die down right here a little bit, which is okay. This is normal because we're waiting for news to happen right here. I think price is going to fall out a little bit, and then eventually it'll start pushing once we pass the news. So we got news coming up right here in about 5 minutes. You guys can see over here on my FX book, we have retail inventories, X autos, month over month. We have business inventories month over month. We have NAHB housing market index. It's going to basically identify how the market's going. Then we have Fed Barr speaking and Fed Gibson speaking in about 5 minutes. So they're going to cause some volatility in the market, which is good. That's exactly what we need to see from here. Here's Natasha. She said her top step count, don't know how to change my lot size, trading at $1 a lot. Yeah, so nice work over here, Natasha. She locked in a total profit of $81.26 off her top step. Yeah, so you would just change your contract size, Natasha. Oh, this is crazy. I didn't know you could trade directly on your phone. That's cool. I didn't know you could do that. But yeah, you would just change your well, I don't know how to do it either, Natasha, because I've never traded on my phone through TradingView. You might want to ask in the group. Someone else can probably help you. There's other people who have also used it. But I mean, I personally don't know. We got Barty over here. So some more profits over here from Barty. Barty locked in a total profit of 991 for the day, all wigs. Nice work, Barty. All right, guys. So we're just waiting for that retracement. We have no retracement here yet. We also have news at 7 o'clock. So I'm not going to trade until after 7, but I'm going to be waiting for that retracement. That's going to be the main thing that we'll be looking for here today. Looking for that retracement. One thing that I have to do here is I have to refresh this and I have to log into my Trade08. Just realized I wasn't logged in yet. So this is my Top Step account. What happened to my? Oh, what the heck? Sorry, guys. I'm looking at my trade at my Top Step. For some reason, I'm in the negative. I don't know how I got in the negative yesterday. I don't lose that much. Oh. Actually, I mean, maybe I did. I can't remember. Let me check real quick. You know, the downside with like Top Step 2 is that there's a cap on the lot size, on the contract size, and then also, so for one, there's a cap on the lot size, and then also there's 13. Hmm. I don't know what happened. I gotta figure out. It's hard for me to tell because like with Tradeovate or with Top Step, they don't really show you like MC4 where they show you every single trade that was taken. It's kind of like confusing how to look at. Like I don't know how am I in the negative right now. I mean, I'm not in the negative a lot. I'm in the negative like $200, but I don't know what happened. That's whatever. I'm not gonna stress over it. Anyways, we got news coming up right here in about 1 minute. Yeah, I like Top Step in general, but yeah, like I don't know how to like see where my losing trades happen and stuff like that. It's not as easy as using MT4. We can just pull up your history. But yeah, for whatever reason, I just logged into my Top Step and it shows that I'm negative 200. Yeah, because I was like 152,000 and I only lost one trade yesterday for some whatever reason I'm down to 149,709. I know the fees are a lot, but not enough to kick me down below equal equity. It's okay. It's what it is. What it is. I'm still on the combine because the thing is, I don't really focus on that as much aside from here on the live. Yeah, I'm on the actual account right here, Daniel. But I don't know. You know, the thing is, I have multiple accounts, so I might be on a different account. So you might be right, Daniel. I'll have to check it right here on the because I have two accounts with Top Step, but I haven't really used the second one, so it might be on the second account. Yeah, B said they have a weird trailing balance. Maybe it's something to do with that. Yeah, it might be that too. I think it just didn't update till today, and that's why it looks like that. But that's all good. We're still all learning, guys. So with Top Step, I'm still learning how to use everything with them. So I mean, we're all on the same page. I think there's a couple people who are almost past. I think Kevin has passed his Top Step on. I need to talk to him and see how's that going. But they probably take some time before they actually provide him with the details. All right, so we got price pushing up right here. Here's a news candle at 7 o'clock. We're just looking for that retracement. So the retracement still hasn't happened, guys. We're looking for a sell signal here to pull back so that we can start catching the continuation on the next move. If it doesn't continue, then that's completely fine. Price is very overextended right here. If price decides to swing to the downside, then we can shift. There's no big deal. We can really trade in either direction. But you guys can see how big that candle was, right? So if you look over here on the 30-minute chart, this is a huge overextension candle, right? This candle here is huge compared to all the other candles. So that's why I'm a little worried. Well, not really worried, but I'm a little wary about hopping into an entry right away. because the overextension here is just crazy. You can see it very clearly on the 30-minute candle and also on the 1-hour candle right here. This candle has to retrace, right? It's too far up within a short span of time. If it's spread out across a couple candles, great, but right now it's just way too overextended. Yeah, Natasha said she took the 1-hour entry as well, and she took it for a partial entry or a partial profit. So nice work. We're just waiting for the retracement, guys. So there's not really much for us to do here until we get a sell signal for this specific strategy. If there's any other entries that you guys are looking for, feel free to keep looking. But right now, everything is bullish. So obviously, we'll probably be looking for buys, but we have to wait for the retracement. But I like the volatility here. So if you guys remember how I discussed before, guys, you know how these lines here are not spaced out very much? See how like we can get a small little retracement and it'll go straight to our TP. So we can retrace down a little bit, go straight to TP. Retrace down a little bit, go straight to TP. Before down here, price was so like spaced out, so it'd be hard for you to actually get to your TP right away. But right now, price is looking pretty nice because it's pretty spaced out. So everything here pretty much lines up how we would like it to. We just need to wait for that retracement before we can look for entry here. Let's see. Yeah, Solange said prices miles away from the pivots on the higher time frames, but the sentiment is too high, so it just might go sideways. I agree too with Solange. Price may go sideways for a bit. Daniel said, man, we haven't had these prices since March. Yeah, I know this has been, it pushed up a lot just within today and the past couple of days, past couple of weeks actually. R-Score is asking if the 1-hour entry be good, even if price was overextended. So, I mean, the 1-hour entry, I don't really incorporate whether price is overextended. I would just take it. If everything lines up, I would just take it. So for example, over here, guys, the 1-hour entry happened over here at 7 o'clock. I would, if I was looking to take the entry, I would just take it. I don't really look at overextension because you're only going for 100 pips, right? So it's not really a huge deal. I would just take it. If I was looking to take it, I didn't take it, unfortunately. I should have taken it with you guys, but yeah, I never really look if price is overextended. I just look at what's happening then and there, which obviously hit TP. So if you guys took it, the 1-hour entry right there hit TP. This is a 7 o'clock candle. If you go to the 1 hour, we have a buy signal right here. You go to the 1 minute, we have a buy signal right here. Trend meter down below is green for the 1 hour. So everything lined up. So overextension doesn't really play in when I'm taking the 1 hour entry because the move is so small. It's only 100 pips. So yeah, if you guys ever want to take the 1 hour entry, I would never. Well, I mean, I personally would never look at overextension. If you guys want to take that into consideration, you can. It's better to be safe than not. But for me personally, I never really look at overextension for the 1 hour. Only when I'm trading on the lower time frames. All right, so Anderson said you can see all your trades in the performance center. Yeah, I'm on that right now, Anderson, but it doesn't, I mean, I can pull up the data. Oh, okay, I see on the bottom. Gotcha, Anderson. I'll check it out later, but no, it's good to know. Thanks, Anderson, for the heads up. I didn't realize there was that tab on the bottom that said trades. I just got to set the dates to cover everything. All right, so still no sell signal right here, guys. It's 7:05. The volatility died down a lot right here, as you guys can see. Let's take a look at retail sentiment. Retail sentiment's actually higher because you can see right here it's 74%. That's crazy. So everyone is just stacking up on these sells. I think everyone's kind of hoping and praying that price will come down. That's crazy. So this is pretty wild that like they just keep stacking up sells. What they're doing is they're just stacking up more entries. So say, for example, this is what's happening. People are entering sells like down here with some crazy stop loss, right? And then they see that price is starting to go sideways. So what are they doing here? They're adding more sells up here. So this is actually beneficial for us because if people keep entering sells right here, then what they're doing is they're creating liquidity for us up here. So when we start looking for some more buys later on, so for example, here's the retracement that I was talking about. The retracement's coming down. When price comes back up, we're going to have all this liquidity sitting up here waiting for us to get triggered. So yeah, keep stacking those sells. I mean, I don't mind that retail traders are continuing to stack the sells, because that's going to be a benefit for us. Like right now, price might come down slightly, and then the next entry is probably going to play right through. So yeah, they're up 74%. That's a lot of retail traders on the sell side. They're not going to just let price drop and let all these people win, right? They're going to kind of like give them some hope that price is coming down, and then eventually they're just going to spike price up to stop them all out. So I'm fine with it. I need the sell signal though. So we definitely need the sell signal. Once we get that, then great. We can start looking for entries, but or we can possibly start looking for entries, maybe even some V1 variations. But we need that sell signal. So until we get that sell signal, we can't really hop into anything at the moment. So I'm just going to stay prepared here. I'm not going to try not to get distracted, so that we can focus on possible opportunities for entry here. I'm going to keep my buy over here ready too, just in case. So once we get that sell signal that closes, we're going to look for a buy signal to confirm the confirmation of continuation to the upside. We got 7 seconds right here. 3, 2, 1, sell signal. Perfect. Okay, that's great. That's exactly what we were looking for. There's a possible V1 variation that's setting up right here, though, you guys can see. If this closes with a green candle, possible V1 variation there. But I'm looking for a buy signal. So I'm looking for a buy signal here. The pending V1 there. That is setting up. But in order for us to get a momentum pullback scalp, we need a buy signal to come up here. So that's basically what I'm looking for. The sentiment is super high right now, though. Super high. About like 10 seconds for this candle here. Goes a V1 variation. There's no momentum pullback scalp right now, but the V1 variation is pushing through right here. Still waiting for that buy signal. We need that buy signal in order for us to really look for an impossible entry here, but this might take a while. So if you guys are looking to take the V1 right there, this is probably going to take a while, but I'm still looking. We need a buy signal to confirm the direction. There's no confirmation of direction. I mean, the volatility here is just super slow. So we'll see where this ends up going. Market's pretty flat. I mean, it's probably just going to go sideways for a bit. I mean, it might push up, hit the TP, and then come back down and then just go sideways. But we're really just looking for that buy signal. The buy signal is going to go hand in hand with the V1 that's currently running. It's just going to be a matter of time until it actually pushes through. There's no liquidity above, of course. Yeah, look at the liquidity that where price is currently at. I went right past it. Yeah, C6 said not critical, but Bar is speaking. Yeah, he's speaking right now, actually. So he's currently speaking at the moment. And let's see. So there goes the V1 variation, full TP, guys. If you guys took it, full TP on there. There goes that buy signal that we were looking for. Or it's not there yet, but it came up slightly. So if you guys take the V1 variation, V1 came up right there. The volatility is extremely low right now though. So I'm just kind of waiting for this here to play out. Spread, I think the spread was wide for a second. It's like at, well, it's like at 15 right now, but it was a little wider earlier. And this volatility, like it literally died down right now. There's no movement. I'm hoping the movement picks up because we need some movement here if we're going to be looking for any entries. Let's take a look at sentiment. Sentiment is still high. 74%. No buy signal yet. Let's see. Martha said momentum scalp with the buy signal. Yeah, no, if the buy signal comes up, possibly it'll line up with it. This volatility is just, so we actually need a direction, guys. So even if we get a buy signal, we need price to actually push outside of this area because it's still stuck within this area right here. So we actually need price to push away from it, which I think it will push away from it. It's just right now, there's no confirmation of it, right? It's kind of just going back and forth. Let's see, Maddie said it just jumped to 75. Okay, so retail sentiment is at 75%. I think price will definitely go up now. There's a lot of like just retail traders who are trying to push price down, but I think the market makers will just spike price up to stop them out. I don't think they're going to make it easy for people to just take sells right here and make money off the market, right? I think they're going to push price, or they might just make price go sideways for a really long time until people get kind of tired and pull out, or until they just don't pay attention. And then when they don't pay attention, it's just going to spike up and stop everybody out. That's kind of what I see happening here, in my opinion. But I mean, we'll see. What do I know, right? we'll see. All right, price is pushing up right here. We have the buy signal, but again, we need price to actually push through. So we need price to push through a little further. Before we can start looking for something here. So I'm not going to take this entry. If it comes down to this area right here, obviously I'm not going to take it. Price needs to push a bit higher. It's too close to, it's going sideways and it's too close to like switching to a sell signal from where it's currently at. Randy's asking if this is a pivot scalp. Yes, this would be a pivot scalp. I wouldn't take it though, because you know where price is currently at, there's no confirmation of like it actually pushing out of this area. One of the red flags is not to take trades when price is ranging. Price is actually ranging right here, so you wouldn't take it as a pivot scalp. There has to be direction. For every strategy that we apply, there has to be direction. Unless you're applying the SR rejection scalp, that one's different. But for everything else, see, this is exactly why I wouldn't have taken the trade, because price would have just came down from this point. It's basically giving them hope, the sellers. It's giving the sellers hope right now because there's so many on the sell side. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if this thing goes up to 76%. I think a lot of retail traders are thinking that this is the top, but I don't think this is the top. I think price will just come back up eventually. They'll probably just come down a little bit to give some, you know, whoever's looking to take these trades some hope, but eventually I think price will just swing back up. The thing is, it's just in a range right here. So let me go over here to the clean chart. Let me take everything off. And let me just update structure here, so that you guys can see better. There's just no entries right now that I would take, guys. Like no entries at all, because there's just no direction. So this is current structure right now where price is currently at. There's just nothing going on right here that I mean, there might be another V1 coming up right there. Another V1 variation setting up. But I would probably sit out of the market for now, guys. There's just no direction. If there's a direction here, great. You know, if price pushes that, so if it pushes out of this range here, then okay, I'll start looking for entries. But right now, there's no direction. Price is just going sideways, right? I would wait for price to push up or for price to push down. But right here, there's no direction. Price will just keep going back and forth until it decides to break out to the upside or break out to the downside. So yeah, any entries that come up right now, unless it's a pivot, what's it called, an SR rejection scalp, then maybe, but everything else, I probably just sit tight for now. Yeah, because price can go either direction. You can see right here, I mark this up. Price can really go either way. Market makers can push price slightly to basically give the sellers some hope, or they can push price up and just stop them all out. But there's a lot of people on the sell side. So I think what they're doing is they're just trying to turn retail traders in the market right now. They're going sideways so that more people will enter the sell side. And then when people enter the sell side, they're going to just spike price up and stop everybody out, because that's how they make money. They make money by stopping everybody out and basically just building up liquidity. Because the thing is, if they just push price up, it's going to cost more for them to push price up, right? If they get a bunch of sellers right here and there's a lot of liquidity right here sitting, then when price pushes up right here, it's just going to trigger everybody's stop loss and it's just going to go automatically up. If that makes sense to you guys, that's the logic behind this. Because the market makers can push price up and down. Like they can push price if they want, but it's going to cost more money for them to put orders in to go up. They'd rather just have a bunch of sellers in the market. And then, so say for example, price is going down, then they just spike price up a little bit. So they pay half the price, all their stop losses get hit, and it just automatically goes up. So that's basically the logic behind liquidity and why they kind of let price go down a little bit before they push price to the upside, because it costs less and it just makes more sense that way. It's just they're taking a cheaper risk reward basically, right? Because they can push price up, but it's going to cost them more. If they lose a trade or if they lose money on it, then there's more risk involved. If they just basically take advantage of everyone's liquidity, then they just make money off a free move basically. That's kind of how we trade too. We look for the free moves basically, right? We look for those breakouts, and the breakout will probably happen once price reaches its top area right here. So there was that V1 variation that I think came up right here. It's still probably running. I'm not in this one right here though. Still there's no direction. So I'll clean this up right here so that you guys can see a little bit better. I mean, we're really just watching this. We're watching for price to get out of this area here. It doesn't matter whether price goes up or whether it goes down. But my guess is that price will eventually go up. I'm looking for more numbers here to increase 75%. I think if it goes up to 76, 77, I think then price will push up. They're just turning more sellers in here. You know, the more people on the market, the more money they'll make. Like the more people on the opposite side, per se. $720 right now. Volatility is super low. There's just nothing going on here. They're just churning sellers. That's I mean, you guys have seen this before. Whenever like there's so many people on one side, like if there's a lot of people on one side of the market and price isn't going anywhere, they're just looking to lure in some more sellers. They want more sellers to get into the market so that they think price will come down. And then when you least expect it, huge spike to the upside. They're basically just outsmarting everybody. And the thing is, we can see that. So we're like on their side. We're not looking to chase any of these moves here. We're just looking for price to actually have some sort of direction, but it's 720 right now. So I guess we just got to wait and see. There's no other catalyst in the market right now. There's no other news events. So let me check real quick. So there's not really much that can push price aside from market makers really pushing price in that direction. So Next news event is going to be later in the afternoon. There's like literally no news events for US today, aside from the Fed speaking. Fed's still speaking, but I mean, it's like low impact. It's not like Powell speaking right now. So there's no news events here to cause anything to really happen here. Let's see some breaking news over here. It says home builder sentiment rises again in July, but builders warn higher mortgage rates are hurting. Yeah, the mortgage rates are crazy right now. If anybody's looking to buy a house, I mean, especially here in California, it's crazy. It's like, I think it's at 7%, if not higher. It's pretty high. So yeah, it says that they're building more, but also their mortgage rates are so high that people can't even buy the houses. Right. Still nothing going on, guys. So nothing new. Still watching for this here to push through whatever direction it wants to go, hopefully to the upside. All right, DeJohn, so I got to take my profit and run on this Trap Tuesday. See how I just realized today's Trap Tuesday, so I totally forgot. So if you guys are, I mean, a lot of you guys are familiar with Trap Tuesday. Trap Tuesday is the day where like a lot of, I mean, there's Tuesday every week. A lot of traps get set up. This is like one of those traps. You can see a lot of the retail traders are getting trapped into a sell here. They're just like, so you can see our price is just going sideways. I can almost, like, I can say confidently that eventually price is going to have a spike up. Like when you least expect it, price is just going to spike up. At one point, the market makers are going to have enough of waiting because they're just waiting. This is really what's happening here. They're just waiting. And when they had enough, they're just going to spike price up. And then when they spike price up to here, liquidity is going to get hit and it's just going to spike up even further. And it's going to go on a stop loss hunt. So, I mean, you guys saw yesterday, right? So yeah, yesterday we were watching the market and it was going sideways for about an hour. So let's just measure this right now to see how long price has been going sideways. It's only been 30 minutes. So, I mean, it's safe to say that there's still some time for this here to still push through. I mean, if you look at the market from yesterday, so yesterday we were trading same time. So look at this sideways movement right here. This thing went sideways from 630, basically 640 up until here, or actually it went even further. Price just kept going sideways right here for about an hour. Then it kept going sideways over here for about an hour. Actually longer than an hour. Price was going sideways for like a good 3 hours. And then eventually you see the spike up right here. So it's the same thing that's happening today. It's just a turning the market. There was a lot of sellers yesterday at the same place. I mean, it was like 70% short. Price went sideways for like a really long time until it spiked to stop everybody out. And then it spiked right back down. All right, price is still pushing up right here. Oh my God, this thing's taking forever. If you guys take the V1 variation, it's still running. This thing still hasn't pushed through yet. It's kind of just, it's still doing what it was doing earlier. It's still churning. So let's just go back to where price is currently at. It pushed up a little bit, but not really enough. Of course, you guys can see right here. If I zoom in closer, you guys can see. I mean, you guys can see the range. I'll just leave that there so that you guys can see. Basically, when price breaks out of this area, then it'll start to actually pick up a little bit. What was I going to look at? Sentiment. All right, so one of two things are going to happen here. People are either going to pull out of their positions because they're going to get scared, or they're just going to, all right, I was in that fucking V1 from earlier. I had to pull out of it, guys. So I was still stuck in this V1 from earlier. I didn't want to say anything because I don't want you guys to get worried if you guys are still in the position. But I was in that same B1 from like over here. It just never pulled me out because MT4 is retarded. I mean, you guys have seen MT4, like sometimes the spread gets crazy or they get you trapped in the position. So I was in this B1 from earlier this morning with you guys, this one right here. It never pulled me out. The spread was just really wider on this area. I mean, it would have eventually pulled me out, but I wasn't going to take that risk. So I just ended up pulling out. That's the clicking noise. Oscar right here. So Oscar said I was in it and it just hit my TP. Nice work, Oscar. I wasn't gonna take that risk. I was already in profit like 1,500. Let me see where I was at. I was in profit like 1,500 and I was not looking to hold on to that position. I was just like, man, I'm out of this. Even though I knew price was going to go up, my stomach was just turning because I was like, man, I've been holding on to this position for how long now. All right, we do have a push into the upside now, so we might have another opportunity for entry here for a buy. So we just need to wait for that retracement. Once we get the retracement right here, then we're cool. We can start looking for possible entry for a buy right there again. Yeah, Oscar said I was in there the whole time. Natasha said she was in it too, but she got scared and pulled out. Randy said he was stuck in the pivot scalp, just hit TP. Yeah, so this is why you don't want to trade when market is going sideways, right? Because you get caught in this position for like forever and it starts to stress you out. So for me, I just pulled out because it was like, I knew it was going to hit, but my trade psychology was all screwed up. So I was like, I'm not going to hold on to this position, even though I think it's going to hit, because if it hits, I'm just going to feel like I got lucky. And then from there, I'm going to start to develop bad habits to start taking lucky trades, which is the complete opposite of what you guys should be doing. All right, so we have a retracement right here, guys, or it's not closed yet, but we do have the retracement right here. If this retraces down, entry point is going to be at 880. If you guys want to take it, you guys don't have to take this trade. Volatility is still kind of low, but I'm just giving you guys a heads up. This is where my entry would be if we do have the retracement. We still have like 30 seconds left, so we have a lot of time. Yeah, Oscar said I'm running with that win for the day. If market is going to stay like this, yeah, probably a good decision, Oscar. If you're cool with your profits for the day, then I would just wrap it up. Honestly, in my opinion, this market is not really smooth at all. All right, so price is pushing up. We never got that retracement signal. Here's a clean chart. So we did exactly what I just mentioned, right? I said price is going to go up here and it's probably going to push up from this point. And it's not at that liquidity point yet, but it's almost there. So again, we just need a retracement. I know, right? Sure. It's exactly what it was. Randy said if it retraces here, isn't it still stuck in the range? Yeah, basically, it's still stuck in the range. That's why I'm not really looking to like, I'm not too confident about the position. That's why I said if anybody wants to take it, feel free. I'm probably going to take it though, because here's the thing, price might fake out. So price might fake out right here, fake out down below, and it's going to hit our entry and it's going to shoot right back up. So it's going to give like a double fake out right here with the retracement, comes back right here, fake out right here, because people think price might be coming back down and then it'll just shoot right back up. Or if it stays above, I mean, even better. If we get the retracement up higher, then that's even better. So, I mean, it's just up to preference. So I'll try to give you guys as much of a heads up as possible. But again, it's really going to be up to you guys whether you guys want to take the trade or not. But you are right, Randy. Randy's 100% right. It's still going to be stuck in this range right here, technically. If it closes right here, entry would be at 90. But we need to retrace, like we just mentioned. So we need a red candle right there, basically. All right, if it closes red, entry would be right there at the 90 mark. Or if it has to close above that black line. Okay, so no entry there because it would have to close above it. I mean, technically, yeah, you could enter there if you wanted to, but I probably wouldn't. It's just too close. And here goes a retracement again. It's pulling back into that range. So my entry would actually be down here, but if there's a sell signal that comes up, obviously no entry at that point. There's two opportunities here. You could have entered if you felt really confident about the move. You could have entered right here because price kind of closed right on the line. I don't feel that confident because of where price is currently going. If we had volatility and price was going up and down quickly, then I would be okay taking that entry there. But right now, the volatility is still sideways. And it's still within the range, just like what Randy said. So I just gotta sit tight, man. This market sucks. This whole week sucks. I was hoping the market would be better today, but it's not. It's just like how it was yesterday. Yeah, Randy said the big wick scares him. Yeah, me too. So it looks like it would have hit CP or almost. It's almost there. It's probably gonna hit CP. Yeah, Maddie took it. He said it hit his TP already. Yeah, there you go. Full TP right there, Maddie. Nice work. So Maddie took the entry right there, full TP. It closed right at the line. So this is where it becomes tricky because when it closes on the line, you have two opportunities. If you feel confident, you enter right away with the market order, you're in the position, full TP. If you want to be careful, you enter down here. But I personally thought that was a risky entry because there was a pending sell signal right here. So I wouldn't have taken it. I would have just waited. But yeah, nice work, Maddie. Solange caught it as well. So Maddie caught it, Solange caught it. Yeah, if you guys have profit to post, feel free to post them in. I'm gonna go ahead and take a screenshot of my profits as well. All right, so here are my profits. Over here. What I'm gonna do over here is I'm gonna mark up the V1 variation that we took earlier. What was it? Right here. There's possibly another opportunity right here if you guys are looking to take the this is like multiple entries per momentum. I mean, technically you'd have to wait for another retracement, but if you want to take this one right here, this would be a opportunity for another entry off the momentum. Price does get to that point. So let me go over here and post up my get on. Yeah, we gotta wait for the retracement signal before we can look for opportunity here. For me personally. I just saw your message, seen your message, Gian, in the chat. So let me just go and post this up over here real quick. This is going to be from the V1 from earlier. Catch this. All right, so let me just take a screenshot of this real quick. This is the V1 from Where's my thing at? It's V1 variation. Why per day? So that you guys understand which trade that I took, which trade I took there. All right, so there goes my profits for the day so far on those. Let me just post my profits real quick. Right. So for that V1 variation earlier, I had a pull for partial. So this is the entry that I took right there. Here is my main FTMO account locked in 1,100. Here is my FTMO number 2 locked in 1,500. Here is my MFF number 1 locked in a total profit of 450. MFF number 2 total profit of 450, and MFF number 3 total profit of 450 as well. So those are the profits off this trade right here. The trade right here is running. It just hit full TP. I actually took this trade right here too. I took it later, so I took it for a discount right here, guys. I wanted to enter down here, but I wasn't paying attention. But this is the momentum pullback scalp that I was just talking about. I mentioned earlier, price was retracing right here, and I said there's an opportunity for entry right here if you were looking to take multiple entries per momentum, because technically this entry right here wasn't a clean entry. So this one over here would have been the other entry. It would have happened right here, but like I mentioned, I don't like taking multiple ones per momentum. So I was kind of iffy on it. When price pulled down to this area, I was thinking about entering it because I was like, okay, this is the actual entry that would have lined up, because this one over here technically wouldn't have lined up because it was below the line. So the entry should have been down here. And when price pushed up right here, I just hit buy on my MT4, and then I took the entry and it went to full TP, of course. So I'm not going to count this trade, but I'll show you guys, what I took, obviously, because I'm going to post my profits and you guys are going to wonder what trade I took. So if you guys want to go back and review the trades here, I actually entered for a little discount. Either way, you entered from right here, full TP. If you enter down here, full TP as well. But we still need to wait for that retracement. That's the main thing that's kind of screwing us over right here, because we need to wait for that retracement to confirm the direction again. Gian caught it, Cameron caught it, CJ caught it. So, if you guys know the strategy, it's not that hard. It's really easy to follow. It's just up to your perception, whether you want to take a risky trade or not. If you guys are not confident yet, then just don't take the trade. Today's Trap Tuesday, wait for tomorrow. We still have a whole week ahead of us, guys. Today's barely Tuesday. So just keep that in mind. Nice. Matt caught it. Maria caught it. Randy caught it. CJ caught it as well. Yeah, a lot of you guys here caught it. So I'm going to give you guys analysis, but right now it's just not the market where I can give you guys like I didn't even take it on my top step. I took it on my MT4. I treat my MT4 like my risky accounts now. If I feel confident, I'll take it on my top step. You'll see me take it on the screen. But if I'm not feeling confident, I'm still going to take it on my MT4, because the thing is, the risk to reward on my MT4 is manageable, right? Like I can take a bunch of trades on my FTMO. If I fail my FTMO for taking stupid trades, then that's fine, because I can still just do it over again. But these trades here hit. So the only problem is that there's no volatility. The volatility is now picking up. So hopefully we'll get one more entry before we get to market close. But I don't know if we'll get that, because you can see here, price is pushed out of this area. I mentioned if price hits this point, it's going to hit liquidity, right? And that's exactly what happened. Price hit this point, and now liquidity is pushing to the upside. That's why I was confident about taking the buy here, but not confident enough to tell you guys who are beginners to take the specific trade. Because the last thing I want you to do is take a risky trade and then not feel comfortable about taking these trades in the future. If you're taking a risky trade and you're sweating on this entry, you're not going to feel good on the next entry that comes if that's an actual official entry. CJ said that trade helped me pass my second FTMO challenge finally. Yeah, nice work, CJ. So congrats to CJ over here. He just passed another FTMO challenge. So it looks like he's getting his second funded account. I know it took some time, right, CJ? But you hit it. So that's all that matters. All right, so here are my profits across all my accounts. Nothing crazy, nothing too flashy, but I mean, profit's profit. So let me just take a screenshot of my profits here. I haven't taken anything on my top step yet. But I locked in some solid profits across all of my other accounts. And don't get me wrong, I was sweating on those trades too. That's why I didn't want to like tell you guys that I was in it, even though I did give you guys a heads up, because those trades were very risky. I don't really like when price is overextended like this, because even though we know the direction of price, it's very tricky, because if you're a seasoned trader, then you know how to handle your emotions. But if you're a brand new trader, you get kind of nervous and you don't know what to do when you know things hit the fan. Like for example, I'll show you my profits real quick. I hit full TP, but it gave me slippage. A lot of slippage actually. Let's see who's here so far. John said, "Hey Sean, love your analysis every day. You're spot on, brother." Definitely. Thanks, John. Appreciate that. Yeah, I try to help you guys as much as possible, you know, whether you guys are here on the Zoom or whether you guys are on the YouTube. I feel like sharing my knowledge just makes me better too, because it's forcing myself to practice. Like speaking my analysis out loud helps me, it just helps me reiterate my knowledge. Because if I didn't, then I just pull this knowledge in my head and I wouldn't really get better. But I feel like since I'm helping you guys here, I'm getting better every day. So it's a win-win for all of us. If I win, you guys win, we all win. So for that trade that I just mentioned, I took this right here, which was the momentum pullback scalp. Here is my FTMO number 1 account. You can see my first account over here. I locked in 1,700. This is my main account, has a green strip, full TP. Should have been 2,000, but there was slippage there. Total profit of 2,800 on this account. So I pretty much recouped my losses from yesterday. We had like one loss yesterday from the momentum pullback scalp, and I'm right back in profit. Here's my FTMO number 2 account, total profit of 3,100 for the day. All wins there. Here is my MFF number 1 account, total profit of 1,000. My MFF number 2 count, total profit of 1,000 as well. And here's my MFF number 3 count, total profit of 1,000 right there. There's no entries for us right now, guys. I mean, I'm still looking for entries here, but there's just nothing for us to take at the moment. Unfortunately, it's a typical Trap Tuesday during summer. Well, Trap Tuesday plus Trap Tuesday during summer makes it even worse because we got low volatility, plus we have traps setting up. So, I mean, this is just normal, guys. Don't worry if you guys are like, don't get discouraged through this market. The thing is, if you guys can profit during the summer market, you guys can profit in any market, because this market is actually the hardest market to trade in. So you're kind of just getting thrown into the deep end by learning how to trade in the summer. Because right now, the market's not really doing much, right? There's a lot of traps getting set up. There's not very much direction. Price will move for a little bit. It'll die down. If you guys can survive the summer market, when you guys get into the fall and winter, the market's going to be moving a lot smoother. And when that happens, you're going to have a lot more opportunity to take entries. Like right now, if you guys think this is a lot of opportunity, just wait till fall and spring and winter. Like right now, we're having like maybe 1 or 2 entries a day. Later in the fall, winter, spring, there's going to be like maybe 4 or 5 entries a day, because the volatility is going to be a lot higher and it's going to be easier for us to catch these entries. So if you guys are just getting into it right now in the summer, you know, just weather the storm, guys. The storm is going to pass. Like this, the market's going to start to pick up as we get closer to the end of summer. So probably like middle of September, market's going to start picking up and it's going to start moving very volatile, and we'll be able to take a lot of entries. But right now, this is really just honing in on your skills in identifying the market and reading the market to see, you know, how the market moves, and analyze how to make adjustments based off market conditions. Because that's really what we're doing here. We're just making adjustments. We're using the same strategies, but we're making adjustments to our TP stop loss, making adjustments to our analysis and confirmation. And, there's just a lot of things that come into play when you guys are trading. It's not as easy as people make it seem, unless you have some sort of game plan in play. So let's now take a look at everyone's profits for the day so far. All right, we've got Matthew over here. Matthew's currently up 246 for the day, 2 trades, full TPs. Nice work with the green strips right there. So again, guys, like I mentioned before, if you guys have these green strips, this means that you're trusting your strategy and you're letting it hit with TP. This is the main thing that you guys want to focus on, because a lot of people pull too early, or they get out too early. They get scared of the market and then they just pull out of their trade too early. For me right here, you can see my profits. I was scared on the first trade. You can see I didn't trust my entry right here, so I don't have a green strip. I got half TP. This one over here, I trusted it. I let it run, and I got the green strip because I just let the trade do what it needed to do. And then here's Matthew over here. He's now up 440 for the day. One small loss right there. Everything else all wins. So nice work right there, Matthew. Yeah, Matthew said he's done. He's closing his MT4. Here's Maddie for the day. He's currently up 2,781. Nice work, Maddie. Let's see what else we got over here. Here's Randy over here. Randy's going to keep entering 1 point too early. So Randy over here as well. First trade, full TP, locking 535, and the second trade over here, 435. So we said he's been entering a little too early, which is completely fine. Randy, you're still making profit here, so this is a key thing. Total profit of 970. So the key thing here is that Randy is entering early, but he does have the direction. We already knew to look for buys today, and that's why he took the entries right here, and his trade still hit, even though he got in a little too early. So nice work right there, Randy, with your full TPs. We've got Lila over here. Lila said, "Thanks, Sean. Back to my regular gig. Total profit of 3,024 for the day." Nice work, Lila. All full TPs right there. So great work. Lila killed it right there. We've got, let's see, anybody else? We got Cameron over here. Let me scroll up real quick. We have Barty over here. Total profit of 1,532 for the day. Nice work, Barty. All wins. We've got Cameron here. Total profit of 975 for the day. Nice work. All wins as well. So Cameron right there killed it too. Looks like a lot of you guys took those trades, even though it was kind of, it's kind of risky, but you guys still did pretty good. Kevin over here said Dow strong. Yeah, definitely. It's super strong right now. Nathan over here said, "I'm going to take the 1 hour trade at 8 hour. At 8 o'clock, it's been hitting." Yeah, I'll mark it up for you guys. I'm not going to take it at 8 o'clock, but you guys can take it if you like. I'll mark it up for you guys here. It's probably going to hit because price is still bullish. Looking over here at retail sentiment. Retail sentiment is at 74% short. Yeah, so I think, there's still liquidity sitting up top, guys. So I think price will continue pushing up. I think by the end of today, that liquidity is going to get knocked down. And I think this number here is going to decrease. It's not going to be at 74. It's either going to increase and then price will just keep getting knocked down. But, I'm expecting a lot of these people to get stopped out by end of today, at least. There's no retracement signal here, guys. So we still don't have opportunity for an official entry right now, because you can see price pushed up, retraced, entry right there. That's the first one we took. Price pushed up, retraced, another entry right there. Price retraced right here, another possible entry right there. Price pushed up, retraced right here, another entry right there. So there's about like 4 or 5 entries that came up right here. I only took 2 of them, or I only took 1 of them actually. But there's a bunch of entries right here. So as you guys can see, a lot of these entries just keep repeating themselves. Price pushes up, retrace, entry. Price pushes up, retrace, entry. Price pushes up, retrace, entry, entry. And then again, right here, another possible entry, but I'm not going to take this entry here. It's just too much of a mess for me to hop into it. But again, you guys can see how lucrative this strategy is. This is why this is my main strategy that I'm following, because it's so easy to just catch these moves here without having too much risk. And then you have the ability to pull out of the position early as well. So hopefully it's starting to make sense to you guys why this is my main strategy, because if you just stick to one main strategy, you get really good at it, you have endless opportunity of profits. And then also you're not going to be risking too much because you're really focused on just one thing. Here we go. As price pushes up higher again. I'm not going to take the trade though. So I'm just showing you guys there's entries here, but I'm not taking these trades here because there's no momentum signal. I'm only taking one per momentum. That's why I only took one trade here, because it's one per momentum. All right, so Nathan over here is currently up 2,119 for the day. So a couple small losses right there. They look like accidents. Everything else were pretty solid. Full TPs right here with the green strips. So nice work right there, Nathan. We got Gian over here. Gian said, I'm out. Feel like it's way too overextended. Total profit of 3,360 for the day. All full TPs with a green strip. Nice work, Gian. Yeah, no, I would just call it a day too. If you guys are cool and happy with your profits for the day, just wrap it up. This is Trap Tuesday. Last thing you want to do is screw up and then lose your profit that you just made, taking like a dumb trade, right? Here's Natasha again. Here's her personal account. Total profit of 101.73 cents. All wins right here. Nice work, Natasha. And then here is her Top Step account. Total profit of 107.52 for the day. Nice work, Natasha. All right, guys, you guys did pretty good. We got Zach over here. Zach said, I didn't hold his trade when it went to full TP. He got too scared after the loss from yesterday. It always happens when he buys a new challenge. Yeah, so Zach over here, unfortunately, he closed out of this trade a little early, only locked in 116. But, you know, profit's profit. So Zach's going to take that away and just build this trade psychology for tomorrow. We got Patricia over here, total profit of... Yeah, sorry, Patricia said. Sorry, screwed up, misfire. So her first account over here, she's up 832. Nice work, Patricia. Are you on a new broker? I see you have the I right there. I was curious. USA30 I. I'm assuming you're on a new broker. So first account right here, first account is 832. Dang, there's a lot of fees right there, Patricia. You made 832 and they took away like 200 or 300 in fees. That's a lot in fees. I just noticed that. I was like, that's such a big difference. And then her second account over here, this is her FTMO full TP with a green strip, total profit of 1,000. So nice work right there, Patricia. Yeah, that's crazy. I've never seen that much in fees before. Rashida said that must be 8. That must be E8. I hate that. Yeah, E8 has like the worst fees. That's crazy though. So they took about 300 bucks from you in fees. I mean, you're still making profit on it, so that's good, but that's a lot. That's a huge difference in fees right there. Oh, 8 cap. Okay, 8 cap's even worse, Patricia. So Patricia went even lower to 8 cap for this one. I mean, it's all good. Profit's profit, but I think the good thing with 8 cap is you can trade on TradingView, right? So that's like a big plus. But yeah, it still does suck. All right, so other than that, let's see. We got Barack over here. He said, just in time, bro. True, but season before break is slow. Here's his profit. So from the live session today, Barack has locked in 1,000. 2 full TPs right there for 500 each. Total profit of 1,000 for the day. Nice work, Barack. So guys, don't worry. I'm not missing any trades over here. I know I've been going over the profits, but there's just so many people here who are posting profits that it's taking this long for me to actually cover everybody's wins for the day. There's no entries for us right now, so there's nothing for you guys to worry about. No sell signal has come up. So there's just like literally nothing for us to take here. It's getting close to 8 o'clock. So if you guys have any questions, you know, feel free to put them in the chat. Otherwise, we are having our mentoring session today, guys. We didn't have our mentoring session yesterday, but we are having it today at 2 o'clock Pacific time. So if you guys have any specific questions or you guys want me to go over examples for this strategy, you know, attend the mentoring session later today and we'll go over that stuff in detail. Other than that, let me keep going over everyone's profits. We're still not done. We got CERN over here. So CERN locked in a total profit of 63.28 on his first account, total profit of 53.73 on his second, 573 on his second account, and 573 on his third account right here. So total profit of well over 1,000 for the day. Nice work, CERN. He says, not sure I had random loss, right? Other than that, let me keep going up higher. We got Andrew over here. So Andrew said, take a break, use demo accounts to get better, cut back on old bad habits. Total profit of 1,130 for the day. Nice work, Andrew. Yeah, so that's key. So guys, you know, just keep that in mind. If you guys are not doing well, or if you guys are not consistent, you guys might need to just take a break, go to a demo account for a while, and then start over. That's what Andrew did over here. He's having some, I guess trade psychology issues, maybe over trading, revenge trading. He decided to reset his combine, and then he did better today. He's now up 1,130. So you're good. You just got to keep it up, Andrew, and stay consistent, and you'll be fine. Here is Andreas. Andreas locked in a total profit of 530 for the day, full TP with a green strip. Nice work, Andreas. So I think that might be it, unless there's more profits. All right, so price is still pushing up right here. So look at my markup from earlier today. You guys can see right here that I marked up liquidity, right? It did exactly what we anticipated. So we predicted this to happen already. I said if price pushes above this area, it's going to hit liquidity, and it's just going to keep climbing. Looking over here at sentiment. Sentiment is still 74%. So the people who enter the sells, they have a really, really wide stop loss. So whoever entered these sells here, they're still in the position. They haven't gotten stopped out yet, but it looks like they're about to get stopped out eventually because this thing pushed up. Okay, so if they entered down here, or say they entered at the middle point, right here at the top, they're in drawdown about 1,000 pips right now. So unless their stop loss is super far out, I think they might get, like, the market maker is going to keep pushing price up to stop them out. Usually the first level of stop losses that I typically see is like 1,000 mark, because a lot of people like to use whole numbers, right? They enter right here, their stop losses at 100 pips or 1,000. They're probably just waiting for their accounts to be blown at this point. They're probably extremely in the negative. So they got this right here. If price pushes up further, this is the next level of stop losses. So this is a 2,000 pip stop loss right here. So yeah, Maddie said lots of accounts getting blown today. Couldn't be me. Yeah, if you guys don't need to trade, I would probably just wrap it up, guys, because this is going to be room for a lot of manipulation. I know a lot of people are going to be looking to either do what we're doing and go for the buys, but I think right now price will just go sideways for a bit before it decides to stop people out, or whether it decides to give them a little more hope and just churn some more sellers. So what might happen here is they might drop price down a little bit. If price goes down, more sellers are going to enter the market. And then what happens is there's going to be more liquidity up here. So just keep that in mind. It's all a game. It's a mind game right now. We got Chow over here, total profit of 750 for the day. Nice work, Chow. Got his full TP on that trade that we took earlier. We've got Dave over here. So Dave's first account, total profit of 38.93 for the day. Nice work right there, Dave. Here is Dave's second account, total profit of 49.54. A lot of profits today. Dave's second account, or third account, total profit of 311 for the day. And then we have Dave's fourth account over here, total profit of 169 for the day. Nice work, Dave. Straight profits across all your accounts. We've got Rick over here, and Rick's killing it too. So Rick over here on his first account, he's up 365. Nice work right there, Rick. We have Rick's second account, total profit of 330. Great work right there, Rick. And then Rick's third account right here, total profit of 355. So nice work right there, Rick. You killed it on pretty much all your accounts. So Rick made about well over 1,000 for the day. Not bad. Great work, Rick. Other than that, see, we have Sisuk over here. Sisuk locked in 4,554, or sorry, 4,545 on his first account, all wins. Here is Sisuk's second account, total profit of 4,077, all wins as well. And then we have Sisuk's third account over here, total profit of 4,177 for the day, all wins. So Sisuk killed it too. I mean, all you guys did amazing today. I mean, there were some risky entries today, and you guys still killed it. So, I mean, it's 8 o'clock, guys. Other than that, I think this might be it. Sisuk said he's going to shut down. Deeply grateful for Trap Tuesday. I know Trap Tuesday worked out in our favor today, right, guys? Because we were on the right side of the market. A lot of these sellers are getting trapped, but we're pretty much just wiping them all out and making profit on this. So, all right, guys, if you guys have any questions, feel free to message me. Otherwise, I'll be back here in about 6 hours for the mentoring session. So I'm gonna take a quick break, run some errands. I'll be back around 2 o'clock p.m. Pacific time, and then we'll be back here for the mentoring session later today. So if you guys are on the YouTube stream, just make sure that you guys are subscribed and have notifications on. For the YouTube stream today, it's not public, it's unlisted. So as long as you guys are subscribed and had notifications, you guys can still hop onto this. As I mentioned before, guys, I'm not looking to share my strategies with like the random public. I still want to keep myself open to like other people in the group who've been part of the group for a while. So if you guys if you subscribe, there's a subscribe button here. Make sure that you turn on notifications, and then you'll get emailed whenever I go live. Again, I'm not trying to share this with the public because you guys can see how lucrative this strategy is, but I'm cool with sharing with you guys here who've been with us for a while now. So, all right, guys, other than that, I will see you guys in a few hours for the mentoring session.